Rebels, 9, 3D Max, Monty, Illuminati, etc., etc. You get the point, right? This is a side who they beat the teams they should be beating, and they lose the teams that, fair enough, are actually on paper better than them. We're underway. We're live. We're heading in towards Mirage as our first map here. This is the pick of PERA, but a map in which Bait also like it. I'll be starting on that CT side.
Yes, sir. Absolutely looking good here for this PERA side. They've got quite a lot of control early on. The utility straight over the top, so not wasting any time at all. MPL does want this early fight, but not going to be giving it. Smoke's coming a bit late. Flash over the top is slightly dodgy, but at least gets them out. However, Bait are happy to concede the bomb plant. They just want the dubs, man. There's no need to get overzealous on this one. It's that late move from Bibu that we've got to keep an eye on here.
Retake. Try. Find a bit of form. Top will come down. Ascentia tapping away. He's getting close, but he can't quite find those shots. I think Bombers so far taken out. And it makes it even better that they have the numbers. Captain Kirk gets a fadeaway on towards the bomb. Trying to make it work, but the nade will break open that smoke. No defuse. I think even late as well. They're struggling to get him off. Oh my god, he's going to steal it away. No chance. They're going to get all of the kills and the defuse just as insult to injury. That is crazy.
I mean, yeah, that is crazy. That's the only thought I had in my mind. Goodness gracious. And there you go. Maybe an argument for the kit. Bait have been doing the work. They've been putting in the rounds, and I think that, you know, classic A executing the pistol is pretty common. So something to kind of counter that, and just so much panic. It's another area that this Bait squad are going to try and better you on, is the quality of their communication in the latter stage of a round. So really, really well done. Really well held. MPL in particular just keeping them off. I figured, same as you, with the sort of nade play. But it was counter after counter after counter, you know. Really, really good stuff. PERA, frustratingly, buy back round here. They do have a decent enough force buy to work, but it's going to be hard. Bait could be off to a flying start. You've got to be joking. It does not get any worse than that. Window control and Palace now under threat.
Shot from Corey, catching MPL. The nice one. Alex trying to spam for that smoke to happen. Hopefully catch somebody. And he can catch him on the retake on literally that smoke. Oh my god, no bomb block for you. Not at all. Hang on a second, Captain Kirker. I'd have given them a chance here. Maybe.
Possible. Very possible. Got that kit once again. So maybe looking to try and work that bomb. Planted for the CT players. There ain't no smokes. They're going to have to go in, man. Sential's got this flash and many more because he's dead. And Aaron will catch Captain Kirker with a bit of a timing push. So, PERA showing us what they are made of quite quickly here with a force buy win to answer back immediately.
Okay. That's a big one to take for PERA. And, you know, it puts Bait in a bit of an awkward situation where they don't really get much of a choice here. They themselves have to go for a reinvestment. And it's tough. It's tough. You can't really bring a hell of a lot to the table. You don't give yourselves a lot of choice here, in all honesty. So it will just be a few upgraded pistols, a bit of util, and a bit of armor. They got one kit in the back pocket of Captain Kirk, is hopefully going to try and deny a round going in the favor of PERA, but it'd be very unlikely, if we're being completely honest. This one should pretty smoothly go the way of the T-side. That's a 2-1, then probably a 3-1 start as well. Not a bad little spot to put yourself in.
Slow creep under here as PERA look to go for the mid control once again. Does seem we're going to get an A finish, which is against the agenda for Bait. Consmoke might start to draw some movement. I think they are really just banking on this one. And look, it's kind of a deal of where if they go A, we concede and just save. And then if they come B, we've got a good fight. So I kind of like the logic behind it. And you know what? It might just work. They are slowly encroaching forward towards B here.
Aaron, he can charge it towards B. The bomb going to follow closely in behind. First shot by Headtrick, who catches ahead of Ibu. Not a bad one. 5-7 close. Normally, he does better than that. That's a little unfortunate. Aaron going to get 2 now. This is where they can start to potentially find an opportunity. Nade will open up that smoke as Aaron gets yet one more. And just when it looked like the stack was going to be enough for bait, unfortunately, it is not. You hate to see it. Really tough. And that will be PERA 2-1. And deny baits forced by having too much of an effect.
Yeah, to be fair, I was a little worried for a second, but bait, you know, we've bigged them up a little bit. They are very quickly being humbled, very quickly being shown to be human. And it does come down to this PERA team being a little hard to predict, a little hard to work around, really. They don't play a lot of Counter-Strike, is one of the key things to consider. Really focusing in on their tournaments, I think, after having a taste at Pro League last season. They maybe want to get in for the next opportunity that presents itself. Not going to be this season, but potentially the next one. So, we'll see. I think a really interesting kind of look around this PERA team, and I think there's a bit more to them than maybe, you know, your raw stats, your raw results might show you.
Back 10, jumping round, catches MPR. These pistols being put to bed quite nicely. Yeah, and any consolations would be nice. I think it's pretty doubtful, in all fairness, as USPs and P2Ks across the board. We're not really expecting fireworks here, if we're being completely honest. This one should be pretty simple. Last man, I guess on the other side for Alex, staying alive, it's 2 things. A, protects KD. B, doesn't feed money to the MAC-10s. It's not the worst thing in the world, but he still might get caught regardless. The MAC-10 seems to have the right idea. And Alex actually gets a kill. Not bad, and he will be seen off by the AK. So you don't give kill bonus to the SMG, you give it to the AK. Not the worst thing in the world. Won't keep him alive, though, and it will be PERA to extend the lead to 2.
All right, big round incoming. Our first one, of course, on the cards here. The Counter-Strike has been on that level of unconventional, let's say. You know, the weird reads, the weird approaches that those half-buy, low-buy situations can lead to. But this might be a bit easier to work around, Alex, with the spam out towards mid. Nothing shown. A late move from NPL. Does have to be careful. Lots of noise being made by the CT side. Off angle for Captain Kirtka is difficult enough to deal with. Results in him getting 1. He set up NPL. It's a great move here as that player in con, however. It could be dangerous. Unfortunately, he's now all alone and dealt with pretty quickly. An explosive round from PERA. Bait was so ready for that.
Yeah, it was a good read from the offset and then a good reaction as well to once PERA started making a move in. And a great way to make this first gun round work off the back of sort of not at any point sort of looking basically that first gun round had a lot of pressure on it, I think, for me, and if Bait had read that wrong or they'd approached it a little bit indifferently, they could have been in a problematic spot. Thankfully they weren't, and PERA falling flat in that one. They can buy back in, which is fine, but we also need to be careful. Lose 2 in a row, economy gets broken, could be in trouble. Same thing, though, on the other side. Money isn't exactly flourishing towards Bait in the long term, so this is a pretty decent swing round.
Eagle trained in, no one giving him the peak, really. I think, again, they are respectful of the ability of these PERA sides. So a much slower round out. Both teams understanding the importance, and Bait just not giving a single peek. They are completely still for the most part.
Moving over towards A. Bomb in tow. Headtrick might try and catch a gap on The one player in towards Delpan, out of Corey. He's alone in this endeavor. He's going to try and be a late lurk through mid, but they want to commit towards an A push. And it is actually the right call. They've got good timing here because the CT player is still rotating over. And Corey going to catch Alex, which will drag attention, but Headtrick and MPL combining. Time's ticking, 25 seconds.
Nade over the top. Flash to join it as well. They are just being slowed down. Ultimately, Headtrick eats the nade and also is left a little vulnerable by it as Senthial goes down on the backside. A lot of it's going to come down to MPL. He's dropped the bomb with 10 seconds left. Headtrick threads through and leaves Corey to do it all. He was the lurking presence, so no help. Even if he did manage to find a kill, I think the second player just plays the time and Bait come away with another. Starting to look a bit problematic for PERA. They've got a fast one that doesn't work. They've got a slow one that doesn't work. It is deer in headlights at the moment.
Yeah, it is. It is. PERA down to a basically no investment here. A few upgraded pistols, yeah, but that was a, as you said, a swing round, right? Real make or break stuff. Whoever won it was basically going to take a 2-for-1 off the back of it just because the either side didn't have that long-term econ. Even if PERA got a bomb plant out of that as well, they don't have the loss bonus around it to make it work. Poya should have heard that. He'll die regardless. Captain Gurkha. Do you expect a second? He will. As Corey will fall. I think he might have heard another as well. He's stepping around Tetris. Swing and a fine. Captain Kirk is getting fed these kills one by one. Aaron going to take a lot of damage and he'll also fall too. Captain Kirk is on for the ace. They've got to find where this fifth man is. Alex will get there first. And a simple eco put to bed. Bates. Take a fourth.
All right, let's see then. The response here from PERA has to be solid thus far. There's sort of a couple variants of rounds that you can do on Mirage have not really worked for them. A finishers, both of them. So wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being a B play. Which early on, it looks to be. Orb trained in, not even going to crack off a shot. Doesn't really want to draw too much attention as NPL is right here, ready to go when this smoke comes down. Oh, it's going to go a bit early, in fact. Flash comes in. Oh, my God. How's he not got either of those? The nade as well is just a knacker too late. So it's a fairly set up round here for Bait, but one that they have not taken the lead in.
Aaron Deagle, so low here, is the only real issue. It's all well and good they've got that opening kill, but even like the likes of an MP9 can be really perilous in this situation. Alex going to get both of them with basically a bullet apiece with ease as well. One in towards window, one top con, one in towards mid, just trying to find a bit of info. I'll get a bit, in all fairness. Hedrick forced away. Was tempted to drop a smoke and peek behind it, but instead will allow a Senthial to do the legwork. He's going to move through lower. He can get him behind. Captain Kirk is in ramp too. They've actually got a really strong position here at Bay, and they don't actually know it yet.
Ooh, that's a big one. Corey may just have brought them back into it, but yeah, we'll see, man. I'm going to be recovered. Oh, he goes early. Goes early, just reacts to the noise. If he'd waited, you know. But maybe a bit unsure if they're going to check him. He wants to get that preemptive strike, really. And it lets him down. So head trick in the 1v2 with the AWP, not looking good.
That's tough. I think if the MP9 stays alive just a little bit longer, maybe waits for a plant or something, that definitely there would have been a chance. It's 1v2 for Hedrick. It's so difficult. And you can see his tendency now to just sort of dip away. Maybe. Hedrick exits as what he was going for. Now he might be caught in the crossfires. He will fall. That's an AWP upgrade taken gladly for Corey. Oh, I don't know if he needed to stick around there. I don't know if it was actually even worth it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just trying to do the damage, right? It becomes very, very worth it if he finds both of them. But the way that it's gone, obviously, he's only got one. He's traded an AWP into the wrong hands, as it were. But in terms of their own finances, they have plenty to buy. So I get it a little, but it's one of those pretty risky. So playing confidently may well be the better of them. MPL takes a unwise swing into the crosshairs of MPL, into the crosshairs of DGL, sorry. These three-letter names, they're everywhere.
Bibu sitting behind that smoke, but actually waiting for a push. I don't think he'll be giving it. However, there's a push going to happen over towards ramp. They're going looking for some info. Creeping their way forward. Maybe, just maybe, might catch something off guard if they keep pushing through. They can wrap all the way behind these mid players, and they might even be able to hear them as well. You can see one start to make a move. They'll leave Alex here. Smoke coming down, head trick. Chance here. Easy one for him. Takes the first. Looks for a second. Isn't pushed off the angle either. Flash will come down. Doesn't really affect him. He'll drop a smoke, though, to try and give him some space.
Cynthia finds a frag towards B. Actually, on that backside, I believe. So, good spot. Oh, the AWP scene. Poya does trade it out. Knows there's one at the back end. Yeah, and then Cynthia was like, okay, 20 seconds, no need to take any risks. My homeboys are on the way with the team flank here, actually. Does jump the gun ever so slightly. Oh, what a transfer for Kirk. Gives Bait the lead in the game again.
Oh, captain, my captain. Lovely. A little double there at the tail end. Once again, yeah, like you said, for PERA, reclaiming that lead. And not only that, now we'll probably be able to secure it in place too, right? Because there shouldn't be a buyout here for PERA because their money's a little bit short. So we should see a pretty simple 6th spot on the board here. We got not even armor picked up, in all fairness. So really shouldn't be too much of an issue. It looks like PERA might go a bit of mid-aggression with the pistols. It's asking quite a lot. Hedrick might have a bit of a shooting gallery. Oh, hang on. This nade could do a chunk. Oh, my God. I did so much.
Yeah, looks good, man. And they all just hold mouse 1 for a piece of the pie. Very, very clean stuff. Bait will take themselves an even half, at the very least. I think they'll be somewhat happy with that. This is, you know, kind of a scary map to face off against. PERA haven't lost it in 9 played, so really good for them. Again, like I say, they don't play loads and loads of Counter-Strike, but there's some decent teams in here. You know, alternate attacks, Apex maybe in interim at that time. Enterprise looking pretty good before going into the player break. So, you know, there's a few in there. Rebels twice in a row. I think you could say that it's a good map for PERA and probably one that they have been leaning on and working on into that their player break. 1 for 1 towards middle. Really weird game state here from PERA. NPL coming in from underneath to net 2. Man advantage secured. The man up in the form of Poya. He wins out his fight. Essential, though, with the spin will make it happen. 7th comes in.
Big. And this now for Bait is where they can put themselves in a really, really solid spot. We're heading into the final round, and even then, the buy probably will be pretty minimal over towards PERA. I mean, 1 AK, 1 Galil, and you look across the rest of the funds, nobody else can buy an AK and armor. So what are we actually doing here, PERA, in terms of their investment? Maybe Galil's, maybe even Mac 10s they need utility. Tough position. They have to discuss now in this sack pause, their first, that they get to use. Really awkward spot. 2 ways about it. Yeah, I think PERA are really dwindling. And just to remind you all, this is their map pick. They're 9 for 9 on it too, but did kind of warn. They like this map. They're happy to play it. They play it quite a bit. Look where we are at the moment, because it could even be Bait going 8-4 up in the half. They take this map, they set themselves up massively for the series.
Yeah, for sure. And a bit of time to get going, but I really do like the look of the Bait team. And this is something, again, that I think that they're able to bring versus a lot of the other teams at this level. I'll hold the point. Kirka's getting adventurous and head tricks around for a trade. Neither of them able to land their shots, however. MPL is the last bastion of defense on this A-bomb site. Out towards stairs. Might not be expected to be here so very quickly. A tough fight for Bibu. And the lesser weaponry really going to become a problem now for this PERA side of things. MPL run the show from stairs. He'll keep them coming. Poya locked in. There's a man in behind, but he's like 10 minutes away. Surely they're able to deal with Poya in this time. And starting to become savvy to a flank. No need to take any risks. We've got the bomb in our sight lines. This is a big old round. Bait know that.
I think it's like you said. I think they're savvy. They know there's got to be some sort of a move. But I say that. Gonna be told for Aaron. Yes, they are. I spoke too soon. MPL, a double at the tail end. And Bait, 8 to 4 at the half. What a showing out from them. Let's see if they can continue it after the break.
Well, a close beginning in the first half between these two teams. A well-fought force buy from PERA. They weathered the storm that Bait threw back at them. Unfortunately, once the rifles came into play, Bait have done nothing but win. They come out with an 8-4 half, and now the pistol hangs in the balance, as per usual.
This pistol's super important. If Bait find it, PERA, they could be in a lot of trouble. If PERA find it, they can start to open up this game a little bit more. Smoking towards CT. Molotov's going to come down, but we're going to peek through it. Corey, what a shot. What a shot. He had only one chance at that one as well, and he hits it wonderfully.
All right, let's see. Short control for Bait. They do have an opportunity to burst forward here. The Julie's coming in. Spinning around. Few too many targets for him, but he might have bought enough time and done enough damage These rotating players. Corey at the back end of the site knows what his job is. Just live, man. He will drop. So this could get a bit weird, and NPL is taking matters into his own hands. Bomb going to go down. No kit for the boys to work with here. Ooh. NPL on that corner, though, can't make it happen. And they will just eliminate them in the straight-up duels. So a fifth round for Bait. Sorry, a fifth round for PERA. And indeed, Bait will be looking at the force buy here.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if they don't. You know, with this kind of situation that we find ourselves in, at least the current meta within Counter-Strike is you get a bomb plant, you buy around it, just because you know you're actually going to have a similar-ish buy. Yeah, I think it's one of those where I think this is the right call. Coming in with double Galils, double Mac 10, and head trick on a Tech 9. We can see what they do here with it. At the very least, another thing that you'd ask for them is maybe, hopefully, here, at the bare minimum, a bomb plant. And even if the gun round itself is to go wrong, they'll have that to work with. Corey has stepped, and he will die. Will they expect a second? Oh, maybe not. Going 1-4, and that's good for Bait.
Nice pickup comes back round, though, as Bibu will even up the numbers. Got himself an upgrade to the Galil. Remains as this B anchor, so last round maybe a bit giddy from him. This round, just playing it safe, but they're going to give him the safety. Fake out on the plant. Maybe expecting some nades to come their way. Not going to be the case. Bibu, changed up position. I like that. Capture the planter with the spam. Really well done. Really, really well read. It's all going to be down to head trick now. Can't even find one. Can't even find one. So, PERA could close this gap exponentially. But yeah, man, honestly, I got to credit Bibu. That's so smart. How many players, how many of us plant that bomb default, dip out to the left, you know?
Yeah.
He's really read that situation well.
No, absolutely. And I think on the other side as well, when you look at PERA's situation now, it started badly. They went 1 for 2 in the opening fights. The base made from a 3 versus 4, and while they had information, they're playing retake and they're trying to stop anything being set up in a positive way over for this PERA side, for this Bait side, may I say, and they do that. Bait get a bomb plant. You get some kills, but this time they're not opting to force back in. They're going to go for a little bit of a lesser investment to full buy in towards the next. That does feel like a spot in which PERA can close this gap quite massively. It basically means there's one gun round between PERA being at this deficit that they are and tying the game up 8-all in towards the next round.
Nine comes close. Alex is there for the trade at the very least. A difficult fight here for Aaron. I would say could be problematic for the bomb plant, but what the heck is the bomb doing all the way over there, guys? Head trick alone dealt with. Could have been a plant. Could have been a plant. They created a bit of space to get it down, but they just didn't have the bomb on them.
Exactly. Exactly. 8-7. Now, though, we find ourselves in a one-round game. And like I was sort of forewarning, this gun round is very important. Whoever takes this really in quite a positive way can spiral quite nicely. For PERA, they take it, they tie the game up, they break the economy over towards Bait, and then they can start to take a lead and potentially be in for the conversation of closing out this map. Bait take it. It's exactly the same thing that happened in towards that first half where, you know, PERA started well, but then the second the guns came out, Bait were in complete control and then ran away with the half a little bit. So let's see. Molotov come towards the boxes. Alex will drop a smoke. Aaron and NPL going one apiece. Trace there, but mid control is a real priority for both sides at the moment.
Bibu wants this fight. He's going for it. He's got permission to get aggressive here. Knows there's got to be one behind top boxes. Looking for some toes. He will spot a nade over the top, and it's worked out really nicely there. Some support comes around from Corey as well in at the window. NPL reveals himself. Can't find any frags. PERA pulling this one back, man, and they are looking damn good.
Yeah, this CT side is super clean. You could just see Bait, they're so nervy. And honestly, I think for me, the big thing here is that it seems to be a bit of an issue with the calling. I mean, it seems like we've gone for the decision of, okay, let's take mid control as the priority, and then we're going to mid round off the back of that. However, they go to mid, and they get there. They have to fight initially for it. They get one guy out of top boxes, one guy top mid, and then they realize, actually, we have no idea about anybody over towards A ramp. They could have flanked us. We have no idea if they've gone through B apartments because we're not playing any control there. And once they've got to mid, because they're really having to fight hard for it, it just feels like they don't really know where to go. So for Bait, a tough one. It goes without saying. One in which, of course, will cost them here. PERA going to tie this game up. Only the one casualty. And there really isn't going to be too much of a buy here for Bait in this next round. Ascential survive with an AK, which is great. But aside from that, I mean, what do we really do? We're going to have an attack pause at the very least. And we'll go from there.
Yeah, I think a clear talk has to come in, as we've both been highlighting. Really one-sided stuff from PERA, kind of out of nowhere. So a lot of momentum, and that is an ever dangerous word in the game of Counter-Strike, and particularly on the CT side. You know, a lot of teams can just roll and roll, and if you can keep the buys coming, that's one of the difficulties with the CT end. Is, you know, you lose your first round after 2 or 3, and you've not built up enough cash, and immediately you're on the half buy, you're on the eco. So not going to be the case for PERA with how well they have been doing. And it could keep them going. So big round on the way and a big risk taken by this Bait side of things. They've gone halfway-ish. Some of them past that. And of course, Ascential on the hero AK. So a lot of pressure on a couple of the players here for Bait to at least make some money back.
True. Shot from Marin. Alex and Ascential gets the ball early. That's the AK. Dropped to the ground. I don't think it's really recoverable. MP are left on alone in a matter of moments. The tech down will get one. Really, what are we doing here? The gun doesn't actually even drop in his favor either. That's just going from bad to worse.
MPL, the Lone Star. Yo, this guy has 23 kills now.
Yeah, he's
I didn't even notice that, bro. Like,
real silent assassin.
God damn. Yeah, just been absolutely fragging. No more in this round, for sure. But maybe that's part of the problem, is the T side does not have... It's got one Fang, but maybe needs another one to help him out.
Yeah, it is definitely one of those where something's got to give over towards Bait. They are not looking clean or comfortable in terms of their Counter-Strike at all. And it's getting relatively dire. Definitely an interesting spot that we find ourselves in, however. For Bait, if this next gun round doesn't convert, I think we're probably talking about PERA being on track to closing out this map. It's unfortunately as simple as that. Really, though, I look at this and I say, a lot of confidence, a lot of momentum in favor of PERA. Some of the individuals are coming alive in quite a nice way as well. Aaron leading by example, as expected. I don't really expect things to change.
Early smokes come round to give that mid presence here. As Bait, of course, I've talked this one over and need to convert. It's been a while. Waiting for the round progression to come in. Again, lovely read here. Ascential in a very, very good spot. They're not going to bite off too much. It's mainly the mid that Bait are focusing on at the moment. Oh, and I mean, yeah, if he keeps on checking these angles, could be a really solid read from Ascential. And he will just keep swapping between them. So I like the look of it. They know what's up. They maybe know the PERA game. After a timeout, they go for A aggression.
Hoya is in such a deep angle, though, isn't he? It's all about timing here. Captain Kirka read him like an absolute book there. Oh, a shot, though. Eagle ain't missing one of those. No chance in hell. Might even get more as well, but he gets overwhelmed like a deer in headlights. No way to look. 2 in towards under is unexpected, but Aaron only gets 1.
Does not feel like it's going to be enough. However, the individuals crop up, and they will leave it down to MPL. Now, this is the guy you want in the clutch, but he's not super healthy. looking to get the timing here. Split them up. Isolate the 1v1s. That is quick. Oh, my goodness. MPL is not missing right now. And I did say, goodness me, doesn't even take a bullet, man. Like, he's so fast with them.
It's just ridiculous, isn't it? It is absolutely miraculous. Oh, man, MPL. They needed a hero, and again, they will get one. Third timeout going to be called here by PERA. They have burned through these quick. So if any of these other rounds go south, they are in a little bit of trouble. Two ways about that. But looks like we're going to see a full buy come through. It will be a little bit janky, at least one person, I think. No, they're okay, actually. It's just a limited util they have on towards the orb. It does actually get dropped over a couple of bits. So in the end, not the worst in the world. Long term, it is a little weird, though. You got Deagle on 1.4, save for Bibu, Poyo 2.6, which lose this, and with Lost Man's not fully built up, they might actually be in a bit of an awkward spot to buy next round if they don't save anything. And that's if they lose, obviously. If they win, they're fine. Bait, same sort of situation for them. Lose this round, and he's going to be in a dire spot. Eagle. Oh, what a flick. Catches a Sentinel. Does take a dink, but it's not enough.
MPL rolling and leading the charge here. Man, they needed this follow-up, didn't they? They needed it. It's definitely still possible. Don't want to talk about it like it is over. And with the Danger Man in the mixture, he hears these jumps coming in. Just timing! And there it is. Oh, my goodness. And the smoke is kind of going to help him out. Corey down below, just like, okay, one's crossed in. I got to try and stay strong here. Really well done to not panic. All going to be down to head trick. Missed shot comes in. The Glock will finish. The nade would have had him, but the bullets most certainly will. Double digits now for PERA.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Oh, now for PERA, they start to set themselves up in a really good spot. Let's be honest. Money going to be in a tough old predicament. I think on the other side too for Bay. I just don't think they're finding the gaps that they're hoping for. Really are in a tough spot. Let's be perfectly honest. At a 10-9 scoreline, they haven't got the money truly to buy him. Maybe bar a hero AK. Oh, I think they are potentially in the position where maybe we could be talking about PERA closing out this map. And if that is the case, no, I think that's when things become slightly problematic. I don't know if it's really looking good here. It looks like we're going to go for that hero AK that I thought of, but I just don't know if we have enough in the locker at the moment. I'm not feeling comfortable. Pause done at the very least. Hero AK, couple of upgraded pistols. Nothing exactly brilliant here.
Quiet one. As Bait once again are looking to work around middle. Seems to be a very popular area for them in the start of rounds. PERA changing it up. Aaron's in the perfect spot. This is amazing. Yeah, I mean, could have even gotten more from there, to be honest. Might just get away with it. Yeah, corrects and deals with MPL. So clean round on the cards. Might even find it flawlessly. Head trick. Remains alone, and, well, I spoke too soon. It's always the case, isn't it? Last guy gets the only kill of the round. Either way, 11 as PERA. I don't see them struggling to close this one out the way that this second half's been going down.
I agree. I agree. They're just looking a little bit better now, aren't they? They're really playing good Counter-Strike. There is no complaints that you can have about this side, basically, at all. And I think kind of where we're currently at, I'm feeling a little worried about Bait. They're going to use their third and final timeout. I'm going to hope to try and change something. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not really feeling too hopeful at the moment. This is a side who are struggling. And I really just don't know whether there's anything left in the locker. If I'm completely honest. Bait sort of flounder. This is their last attempt. That's the main thing. If this round falls flat, we are talking about PERA seeing off the map, which is credit to them because at one point they were really struggling.
Yeah, believing in their CT side, I suppose. It has looked really effective, you know. Just done the old classic press tab at half time and go, yo, they've got one good player, guys. Don't worry about it. So that kind of feels like how it is at the moment. And NPL has cooled off. So maybe 4 rounds ago, we were like, 23 kills, goddamn. And since then, only a few picked up. So this is what happens. The multi-frag moments are expected, and they become needed even. He will take Bibu on B. They're ready for the short presence. Aaron, yeah, he's happy with 1. 4v3. Cut off onto Essential. Surely. Okay, Corey nearly caught off, but all good. Trusts in his angles. Captain Kirk advanced position to drop 1. I think they've got good information that there is a flank happening. Will they recognize that it's 2 players, though, is the big question. I like the smoke. Keeps that AWP at bay. Head trick. Decent amount of nade damage, so we'll see. This is a really weird post plant to deal with, especially Captain Kirk's position. Not a lot of time left on that bomb. Well-placed frags could make the difference here. Head trick. Here's them dropping in. Just can't quite track, and Captain Kirk gets timed on. DGL with 2 on the flank is happy to just sit on his heels, wait for his teammates to start making the first move. No need to rush. And it works for PERA.
Yeah, and now we're surely talking about the beginning of the end here. Bait playing for overtime. They just don't have the money to work with in the long term, so they're always dipping in towards the AKs. We're not seeing Hedrick coming to his AWP, basically, which is something that I think is holding him back personally a little bit, but I think as a team, they're just not firing on all cylinders, at least up to the level, or even near to the level of kind of where MPL is. I mean, they're not even basically at the sort of the halfway point of how good MPL has been. That's as simple as that. Double the kills and some. Second place. It really says it all. One-man team. Can't put rounds on the board, and all he nade damage done towards Essential and Captain Kirk is huge.
More of it. Oh, and the flash is perfect. Can't get better than that for Poya. 2 softened up. Captain Kirk rolling back in to try and get the trade. He will find 1, but it does not matter. No avail. PERA have absolutely pummeled Bait on their T side. Only 1 round picked up by Bait, right? Might feel close because it's 13-9. Ooh, not that bad. Well, the second half was pretty dire. MPL putting on kind of a masterclass, and as we said a couple times, just needed 1 or 2 more players to support him, but felt like the impact was really quite low from the rest of the Bait squad.
I agreed. It was, as you mentioned, sort of a one-man team. There was only 1 player. Towards as Ancient, all my focus is looking at this Bait side and whether they can recover off the back of what was quite an abysmal end over towards that Mirage. They only got 1 round on T side. I mean, that alone is just not good enough.
Yeah, man, I don't think any kind of squad would be happy with a performance like that, regardless of map, regardless of proficiency on it, or so-called proficiency. So very difficult position to finish on. We'll see here, though. There is a world in which things could turn upside down for this Bait team if they do not get off on the right foot. PERA's CT side looked incredible on Mirage, so they are looking to tap back into that. Couple sets of Julies here. Mainly USPs, of course. No kit. Limited utility, but they walk straight in to the trap. Little on top of each other, but Bibu will get it going on the Julies, baby. That's what they can do. That's why they're so popular. Bomb plant will come in down to the cave presence, but still a 4v2 does not look winnable from here.
Oh, I think you're right. Essential had a poor map number 1. Unfortunately, I don't really expect fireworks out from him in this one. Gets the first, might get a second, of course, in the fact that EB is low. Now, so is poor, yeah, but Deagle swing in, see it off. And that is going to be the defuse coming through. PERA going to find the first round on the board. Good for them. Bomb plant, however, probably will tempt out a little bit of a force buy. That'll be my assumption. Galil, Mac 10, something of the sort. And yeah, we're going to get that. Double Galil, Mac 10. Tech 9 and MPL probably going to go in for a similar sort of buy. Could even go in for the Galil as well if he wanted. He just wouldn't have any util alongside him. But he has actually gone out for the Mac 10. Bit of extra util on deck. See what he can do. That's on for PERA. They find this one. They're going to start to spiral in a positive way to kickstart this map.
very loud round coming out from everybody here, making their presence fully known. If a fake out flash there into lane to just scare them off, you know, and make them think that maybe there's a push coming down the ramp. It's not the case. Bait left to just chill. Shadows spotted around that smoke, you know, so they'll know there's some players towards lane. Oh, NPL playing the anti-flash. It's a Sentinel that comes away with both, however. The spam kill as well, incredibly astute. As it's the 5v3 straight out of the gate. They are still ready for this B hit and got Bibu locked in the cave. Poya oversteps and goes down. So Bibu's one kill is kind of useless. Yeah, he's still alive, but they know about him, right? So they can play around that fact, keep it safe, keep it clean, and should be able to finish from here. PERA, respecting that, will move for the save.
Yeah. Hey, boy. Bait. An aggro rebuy back in where they've got rifles, they've got those MAC-10s, and those two Galils is really what give them a lot of leeway. They fly in towards this fire. Sentinel looks very clean in his early engagement. Will be an exit, a piece, as the Eagle had another as well with that FAMAS. Might get the M4 upgrade, he will, which is good. However, he also might get caught. They're starting to make a move. They've got the right idea. Deagle, he get cleared on the pillar. He will, but Sentinel of 4, last man spotted, and Deagle going to get all of them. So at the very least, he's kept things expensive. That isn't actually too bad.
Certainly workable is what I always like to say in these types of situations. So we'll see, indeed, if that is going to be the case. I think the M4 in particular, though, keep your eyes on that. Might do something a bit different with this round. Try and get aggressive elsewhere, or maybe stack up a bomb site. Oh, the nade spam is close, you know, but not quite close enough. It's kind of a rinse and repeat, really similar to the previous round. Get Corey up on shelf and try and take some early fights. This time they will go down ramp, and this time Bait are incredibly ready. There goes the FAMAS. Flash round for the 5-7 is ineffective. Aaron melted by bullets and flames alike. Corey clean for his first. You have to give him the respect here. They line up. He nearly gets away with murder, but not quite.
No, not to me. We are going to see. Oh, at least for Bait. Taking a second, and we should see them as well. At a pretty decent spot here where they more or less get gifted. The third as well. There isn't a buy to work with for PERA, so unfortunately for them, they sort of have to just give up this one. Can't really compete all too much with it. They're not even going to go for any sort of investment. No util, no upgrades, no armor. All five going to play as an Astrala stack over towards A. If anybody peeks donut, I think it is safe to say they're probably in a bit of trouble. Well, it's if they peek donut, in all fairness. They might not.
Yeah, they might not. I don't think they will. It's being less of a might here, more of a likely, or unlikely at the very least. B is open for business. The bomb, not quite there, but they will discover that it's clear. That's exactly where they're off. And now it's a big question, you know. PERA will see a lot of teams, they won't move. They'll be like, yo, we're after the one kill. That's all we want, just one kill. So they might post up and commit to this stack. However, as the bomb goes down, they start making moves.
I get caught. Captain Kirker on the middle of the flank. Ooh, going to at least catch a little bit, but any more would be nice. If they can get any sort of upgrades saved over as a bit of a free, we'll take it. They might actually do it. Oh my god, how? In all fairness, they're not get away alive. And Sentinel won't. MAC-10 or MPL are going to come in behind. And this M4 will do all it can to stay alive. And say that, actually, it's going to get an AK upgrade, which you'll absolutely take for BB. That was a throwaway round anyway. You're getting 3 kills and an AK. I don't actually think you're too annoyed with that.
True. Yeah, true. And you can see Bibu with the one-tap potential. He's having a bit of a game at the moment. So it's found its way into the right hands for certain. But yeah, We'll see, man. This is really, really clean stuff so far from Bait. Again, a position we expect them to be in.
Sure.
But all the same, PERA have not really been able to put up too much since the start. This is their first real answer back. If he committed to that angle, you know, Aaron might have gotten away with a kill. Not the world in which we're in, however.
At least for now. Bit of a move, it seems, being made. I mean, cave control. Definitely that priority. Two of them sent the Ali in the charge, and they're going to realize, I mean, they're going to be given a lot of control here. Ali's going to come join them too. This fight doesn't go well. Aaron makes a move, a slight little adjustment. Now cost him his life. Ooh, smoke does miss, however.
Yeah, not ideal. But they are opting to dip away. I don't know if they've got sort of false info. Surely not, right? I don't know where the hell it would come from. So it must be some kind of a save situation.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. They're searching around like they think there's someone here. So I don't know. Strange.
It definitely feels a little bit weird, doesn't it? Looks like, I guess for now, we're just going to pump the brakes. Yeah, we're going for a full save. I don't know. But an odd call, definitely. I feel, you know, for PERA, they could have maybe taken a gamble there. I just think the second Aaron gets just no success on his fight, just call it about the gates and just say, hey, that's it. That's the best that we can do here. I don't know. Unfortunate. Little weird, but I mean, it is what it is. We are going to see. Now, at the very least, a situation with Bait in a really, really good spot, aren't they? Playing great Counter-Strike. Not really feeling too much pressure at all. And there's a lot to love, in all fairness, for them. 3-round lead. We kind of said this is a map in which our expectations are as well, that Bait shouldn't have too many issues. And so far, that has been exactly the case. They're looking great. Not really feeling any issues with what we've seen out from their gameplay at the moment. And yeah, I think at the moment, I'm not liking what I'm seeing out from PERA. They're struggling. Oh my god, boy, it gets caught off guard. He has all his information, but still gets caught. Pants around his ankle. Same can be said for Deagle. This one's probably done as well, and now most definitely.
Captain Kirker, advanced position, try and eliminate another player. Goodness me, Aaron, confident to swing in. You know, the save is going to make a big difference here. Someone got to tell him.
Yeah.
Get out of there. He can maybe drop a gun across. I don't know that it will be the best, but still. Actually, I think no, the lost burner should be stacked up fully by now. So yeah, he'll get an M4 across to Deagle, who needs it.
Yeah. Well, definitely an odd situation that we're in. I mean, what is happening to this side who are dwindling so drastically?
Terrorists win.
5-1. Bait sort of baffled by what is happening in all fairness in this game. It's been a crazy back and forth, but not really in too much of a good way, in a sense. And where we find ourselves at the moment, there's definitely quite an alarming precedent being set by this PERA side who are looking all over the place. They will buy back in. That's nice. But not exactly feeling too great with what's been at hand at the moment.
Aaron, nade goes in. Oh, it's big damage, but he's got to be careful here. Got to watch his own life. Gets the smoke down. Molotov. Oh my goodness, is so very close. The nade does a bit of damage. You know, there's a lot of aggression in this round, but no kills coming off as yet, which feels like there should have been one.
Definitely a little weird. Molotov going to come down. That'll force off. I mean, at least gain a bit of information too. Even then, Aaron ticks, but it's not a committal play at all. The bomb actually is rotating over towards A at the moment.
Yeah, for the time being. I think with no solid mid presence, PERA might have a tough time here. Really being pulled pillar to post. I like the smoke in at Donut, though. Cuts off that avenue. Means they're likely to be in towards A main. It's a good switch up of the resources from PERA. May well just come down to hitting those shots. Deagle up close with the AWP. Nice find onto Headtrick on that lurk. Might draw some attention, but the timing's not quite there. Deagle able to drop back. Hearing another couple coming in. Oh, that looked like it was going to be the collapse. Not quite. Trades are in. AWP going to be saved, and 4 survived there for PERA. Fantastic round.
For a moment, looked a little weird. Potentially a little bit funky, but yeah, in the end, PERA needed a round. They'll desperately try and grasp onto a couple more off the back of that too, right? If they can get potentially a bit of momentum or something to work with, then maybe we have something to fall back on. But I think at the very least, it still is a second, which you can be happy about. You can fall back on and say, that's good, we'll take that. Now let's see if we can trade it into a little bit more. 2, Bait, no issues rebuying into this round, to the next round even as well. Push comes to shove, but for PERA, they can train a bit of momentum. Maybe they might have a chance. That is not a bad start. Corey and Poya combine well off the back of Deagle's beautiful flash.
Headtrick on this AWP. Gotta look to catch one off if they are to have a chance in the round. Aaron, fairly spammable where he's at, but no one giving it a look just yet. Bait don't really want to reveal themselves. It's another tough situation to try and bounce back from.
Flash over. Under a minute now. 3, 4 Bait. Gonna try and creep their way up, and they're actually playing a good contact play here. They're going to get actually quite a lot of space, but Poya is holding. Sort of expecting the shadow spotted. Bibu gets the first, and the last man gets caught by Poya. He's been holding for that, and eventually he will get it. Nice work. Now, once again, it's going to be another round on the board for PERA. Now a good spot that they're in. They are, it's taken them a while, but actually making a little bit of a conversation about this CT side now, which is good. And they've forced Bait until the timeout, which in itself is not a bad spot to be in.
Indeed. Timeout coming in, respect being shown. PERA, we know what they're capable of on the CT side once it gets going, so they're looking to absolutely do that. And Bait have to talk this one over. The rounds themselves have not looked awful or anything like that. It's just PERA getting their claws in. That's maybe where the difference is, that it's like, damn, we lost that one. Just don't overswing, don't overpeak. Maybe tighten up a little bit. It's more like, okay, we're getting caught off by nasty flash or some good timings. The AWP setup in particular has made a big difference in the past couple for PERA.
Oh, flash. Corey wants to try and fight in towards mid-control. Harun, as he catches MPL through that smoke, he dips away. No ability to trade. That's a beautiful way to start things off in a round which is very important for Bait. Lose this, and PERA should be able to tie the game up.
Indeed. Very possible. 4 is still absolutely recoverable, though. So there's a lot of time to pull this one back if they do indeed play their cards right. Minute 10 left on the clock. It's going to be that B presence coming in. Ascenthi out to take the slow cave peek, and he will discover it clear, so a pretty good spot for him to work from here if they allow him. Bibu's got eyes on it at the moment. Far back for the AWP. It's a double swing. But again, Bibu with a really keen kind of angle here. Not over-swinging. Spam is there. He actually gets the kill as well. It solidifies that PERA position. The bomb will go down, but the retake looks good.
Bibu gonna try and keep them at bay. Avoids the flash. It's absolutely a retake. You have to give a go here. You've got the numbers now. You've most definitely got them. Oh, the flag gets drive-by. Well, the take now moves to a 2v1. Hang on a second. How is this being thrust upon Deagle's shoulders? It was a 5v2, now a 2v1. Opting for the AWP, but is he opting for a save as well? My God, he is. I cannot believe Bait in an actual 2v5 are walking away with this round, and Deagle have missed the shot just to make matters worse. I can't believe that happened. It was all so quick.
Yeah, man, that's insanity. Probably the craziest round of the series so far. Unbelievable. And PERA will be kicking themselves. It's a big one to lose, right? You are right on the precipice of breaking the back, getting that money down into the bin. Really quite troublesome for the Bait side of things to steal it, but they'll be happy with it. There is still a buy available for PERA here. Actually, maybe even a couple buys available for PERA. They're going to take a timeout. They've got to stay hot on the heels of Bait here.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. That's just one of the most damning rounds to lose. You're in a 2v5. How has that gone so badly, basically, right? I think is the issue. It was looking so good and so comfortable, and then all of a sudden, absolutely fell on its head. And you kept Bait alive. You know, it looked like Bait were going to lose that. They had have lost that. Even with the bombard, it probably would have still been not really enough money to work with maybe for a buy. And we're talking about the real chance that PERA tying this game up, because economy would have been broken, low buy on a 5-4 scoreline, probably making it 5-all.
Alrighty then, time to put your money where your mouth is here, PERA. See what they are really capable of. They've completely abandoned A for the time being. You know, not that Bait are ever going to expect that to be the case, but a really, really, really long swing back here. It was maybe all part of the gamble. They have kept it simple with the A execute. Yup. Trains in for one. Senfial dealt with on the other side, but he might just grab them a load of information. Advantage PERA. Retake should be absolutely doable, but they just have no position to work with, really. It's not a great look at all. MPL hidden behind. He'll be the first, and then there is Captain Kirka. Oh, whichever way round it comes, right? They can just play off of each other. Is it even going to be needed? As Kirka finds two. MPL helps him out on the escape. Deagle caught in the side, and Bait will steal another disadvantage situation.
Yeah, this is not a good spot that we're in. PERA are really dwindling now, and you know, moment by moment, we're talking about probably that potential of that map 3, because PERA are just all over the shop here. Like you said, another round which felt like shouldn't have gone the way of Bait, and the fact that it does. Not a good spot. Tough position now, really tough position. We've got to dig deep, PERA. I mean, if you can get 7-5, maybe we have a chance, but see, head trick, shoots a little early. A little flustered as he sees the shadow, but at least it doesn't cost him his life.
Bivu, his life under threat. Over here at Slant, they're a little stacked on top of each other, and he's just playing those crack kind of angles, trying to draw them in. Does a decent job, to be fair to him. The bomb might not be the cleanest. Aaron decided to try and surprise them. Doesn't work out. There's got to be a save here now, fellas. Bait have started to roll it, unfortunately. Not a good look. Oh! Touchdown nade. That's kind of nice, I suppose, on the way out. But ultimately, Bait locking in another clean half.
Oh, that's tough. That's really tough. This is just where this parasite dwindle. Nice reactionary. Not even reactionary, it's more instincts. Oh, head trick. Corey. Just get a bit of damage himself. He might get caught on the way out. He does get a kill, but it doesn't make a big difference. Maybe an AK to take, which is not the worst thing in the world, but will be Bait. 8 at a bare minimum in this first half. He is really not too shabby at all. No complaints for Bait off the back of the way in which they lost that map number 1. Definitely a tough one, though. Honestly, PERA have really dwindled. They looked all over the place, not playing good Counter-Strike, and unfortunately, the thing is, they can't even get a fourth here. They're in a lot of trouble. Alex deciding to go into the Molotov was an interesting choice, however.
Ooh, Corey. Decent damage. Nade as well. Not quite deep enough, or close enough, I should say, as MPL has closed this gap. Finds a keen headshot. 4 versus 4. Poya under threat. Which way does he look? Doesn't quite know. There is a smoke down in his way. However, they're going to flash themselves through. He was kind of ready for the play. Just couldn't convert. Deagle round the corner. Also expected flash onto him, but he hides away from it. No opportunity at the return frag. Headtrick trained into Red Room. Surely the MP9 doesn't beat him. And indeed, a flick that Headtrick will not miss. Down to Bibble and Deagle here.
Talking about a 9-3, aren't we, really? Feels like it's momentarily going to be locked in. NPL will get one more. He hasn't been as lights out as he was in towards map number 1, but I think it's basically because the rest of the team are also playing to the level that they should. This is tough. This is really tough, isn't it? A dwindling performance and a dwindling PERA who are just about to go 9-3 down. FPL will catch him on the back lines. And what a way to end the half. Bait, what a performance. Let's see if they can continue it after the break.
Welcome back in, gamers. 9-3 at the turn of the half. 8-4 wasn't enough. Maybe 9-3 will be enough. We'll see. I think we have a bit more confidence in Bait here. again, the way the rounds have gone down, it looks like PERA just kind of lost on on Ancient, sorry, and maybe even Anubis is going to be required there.
I do really feel like this is destined to go to that third map. To be perfectly honest, we have not seen a hell of a lot from anyone so far today. It's been a tough showing, is the safe way of putting it. Alex trying to tap through the smoke. At the very least, PERA going to get a plant out here. That's not actually too bad.
Indeed. Might even be able to convert things. Good information grabbed by Bibu. All right, here we go. Getting interesting. Only 3 remaining. I think they're aware of Essential in terms of vision, in terms of steps. And 2 will fall. There goes the kit. If they just play a long game here, PERA might be able to get it done. However, the kills keep rolling their way. Head trick, so quickly dealt with. Man, PERA have got some pretty aggressive pistols.
They do. They do. I mean, that's the one thing they have for them. Of course, they got the first pistol to kickstart this game. They did end up just losing when it came towards the Force. Now, we are actually going to see a Force from Bait. Again, don't know if you need to go for a Force here, but we'll see. If it ends well for them, it's going to be a 10th locked in. PERA on the back foot once again. And all in all, shall see a Mirage U-turn towards mid, but nothing that really makes too big of a difference. Running through that Molotov, however, Macten goes 1 for 1. Alex could be in a bit of trouble as well. He's got people fighting from both sides, and he will fall. He deals a lot of damage to Corey, but yes, in the end.
Down below. Good spots. Could be big here. Not able to dish out another one, but man, it's on tenterhooks at the moment. The PERA HP is what we look towards. Captain Kirk with the 5-7. Oh no, gets the reset, man. It's deadly. It is deadly. Rolling through cave with low HP players is a very, very dangerous move. He's now upgraded to the Skhalil. It's going to be Deagle left alone. He's having a good game, but this will be tough.
There's no real information to go off either as well. I mean, he's got kind of a rough idea of, oh, they were in cave, but plenty of time has gone since then. They could quite literally be anywhere. Deagle. Making a move. Oh, he spots the gun barrel. That's good. Now he's trying to hone in on this fight. Tap on towards the bottom. They're going to swing together. They don't. But the trade will come through. And the force by conversion for Bait surely now locks in this map number 3. They've got to be taking that. PERA, that's a bad one to lose.
How's he not got that? You know? How he doesn't get both those kills? I guess I'll never know, but goodness me. So close. 8 HP the difference. It felt like he was on. It's a gun dip, innit? You know what I mean? If he had an AK for more damage, maybe an MP9 for a few more bullets out, or a MAC-10. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And yes, as you say, they will be beating themselves up about it. PERA back with a force. If they don't win this, the map is probably over.
Well, we're going to try and go aggro here, it seems, PERA. Invite mid, though. Interesting spot. MPL, I'm sure. I'm going to say, he would be happy to fight at range. He knows that their buy is not exactly going to be great. He'll be smoked out. To mid control completely taken by PERA. That's all well and good having mid control. You can't plant there. They've got to try and get towards a site. And Alex, right idea. Spots 2 in all fairness. But fights both at the same time. Not really the way to go about it.
No, true. Essential here. Oh, gets timed on. And dealt with. Okay, maybe we're on for PERA. Maybe we are on. Time going to tell. Head Trick and Captain Kirk on top of each other. Trying to just bait in a few fights their way. They have split up at the worst time, though. Head Trick dipped away. He's got a good read, however, on what the play is going to be here. Bomb drops early. Not ready for the third. That's what happens. That's what happens. Let all these kills go down to the pistols. You just play a guessing game. It's down to the one-on-one, though. Certainly not where we were expecting it. Another one for bait. But they managed to clutch up. How have they done that? 4 HP this time. But listen, man, you gotta get 100 if you want the rounds, and PERA just hairs away from these last two.
Yeah, it just is ridiculous, isn't it? Every single time you think PERA have an advantage or something to work with, they absolutely throw it away. It's a tough spot and a really dicey position that PERA put themselves in. It's safe to say now, surely we are heading towards that third map, to that Anubis. PERA have let things slip quite drastically here. Every single time they've had something to work with. That Molotov actually doesn't go as deep as they would have wanted. The second one will, but at that point, it's too late. He could have gone anywhere. MP9 for the first. Oh yeah, we'll get one, but the MP9 gets out of there.
Yeah, still got a bit of damage rolling in. Hedrick, though, he's here in good time. Finds 2. That should lock it in. Molly pushes Deagle forward, softens him up as well. Mr. Bibu. The anchor that does it all. The top fragger for PERA. He's not got eyes in the back of his head, though. Zenthia will make sure of that fact. Might have a few holes there now, but yeah, indeed. No eyeballs in them. 8 in a row for PERA going to be required.
I think we're both in a position of thinking this one is probably not going to happen. 12-2-4. What a scoreline. What a showing from Baton. What a collapse from PERA. All over the shop they've been on towards this map. It's safe to say why things have not been going well for them statistically. This is their weakest map in the pool, and you can really see why. Tough position. Really tough position. AK in the hands of Deagle and a few upgraded pistols. I'm not really expecting heroics in this one, but even if they were to get it, it's still such a long road to get back into this game.
DL knows what that flash is for. Once more to win this fight. Takes a dink, though. It's going to be a swap up. Reluctantly. Smoke's raining on in. MPL on the backside. Dealt with instantly. So it could be a bit of something here. There's a gun to retrieve. Meanwhile, out on A. Would be lovely if they had the bomb here. Not going to be the case. Trying to win some fights. Captain Kirk. Here's him coming. He knows what's up. He knows what kind of round we're looking at here. Is it one of these funky old catch-you-off rounds? The answer's yes. And it is working. Advantage briefly for PERA, but now advantage bait. Okay. They just cannot catch a break, these guys. It's Corey with 30 seconds to save the day.
What have we got to do to try and stay alive here? Let's be honest. This ain't happening. We've got a Deagle, full armor, which is great, but then just no util to work with. This one is most definitely not getting off the ground. Credit to Bait. What a showing from them. He'll upgrade, which might be a loose term towards a Tech 9, but 8 seconds. Now get an AK. Doesn't make a difference. You can pick up all the guns in the world. It will not change the facts that Bait take map number 2 in a dominant fashion. 13-4.
Yeah, very much expected for sure with the way that pans out, but ultimately a difficult one for PERA. It feels like of all the maps that they do play, with Inferno being their perma, potentially their least
uncomfortable. Complete flip of the script towards map number 2. So it does come down towards map number 3, and the, I guess, expectation for us is who's going to start this one off well, who's going to get the momentum out the gates and make Anubis look good for them. It was a very weird game out from PERA where they completely fell flat, and it continues to be one of the weaker maps in their pool. But let's see. Baker start on that CT side. PERA start on the T side. Definitely a couple of questions to see what we can get out again from PERA, or if we can get them back online.
Yeah, very simple question, ultimately. It looks like the A bomb site is going to be where they're headed here, and actually nobody home. So that's kind of a nice situation for them. Clean bomb plant. Step by step, really, to pick up this pistol and begin building their offense. Oh, first head going to roll, though, and it is indeed Corey's. Who joins him. Not looking too great. Oh, my goodness, the bloodbath. However, They were not afraid on the PERA side, and again, these relentless pistols will continue for them. Essential, easy pickup for Aaron here. Super fast and super effective from PERA.
Exactly what you want to see. Very, very aggro Counter-Strike from PERA. Just out the gates, flying towards the fights. You know, it's a bold call from Bait just to go for a stack, but they just call it wrong. And, you know, it's simply that they're forced into a retake, which is tough to get going from the get-go. And before you know it, that one is done and dusted. So, yeah, bits off. A little bit weird. And, of course, unfortunately, we do get a tech towards my assumption. Well, I guess my assumption is over towards Bait, but everybody's bought. So who knows who it is actually for? But the fact that everyone has bought is probably a good sign. It doesn't mean we should get back underway in a second, and we will. Only a quick tech pause, maybe something small like a TeamSpeak issue or something of the sort. Either way, PERA, 1-0 start. Good opportunity to make it 2 as well, as we are seeing that force come through from Bait. It's a bold call. Not a huge fan of it, as I'll always mention. What is going to be the play on the other side for this Bait side? How are they going to change things up and make this sort of a round work for them? If you're going to go for a force like this, traditionally we'll see teams go for, again, a bit of a gamble. And if it just doesn't pay off, they just save.
Alrighty. Deagle on that first line, looking for that smoke to go down and then hoping, you know, that a fight comes his way. As he is one of 2 players on the rifles. Looks like it's going to be a late execute in towards this A bomb site. Try and catch them off with the burst. All the utility comes raining in. Goodness me. And again, nobody home. So PERA may well have a solid read on this. Bait not really committing to the A hold, as it were, right? Happy to play retake.
Yeah, you can see the temptation to play out in front of that smoke as it was coming down towards connector, but instead they're saying no, let's go for a full 5-on-5 retake. And there's 2 reasons behind this. A, if somebody dies, you can just pull away, but also it means you can group up together. And PL, silent drop, does get spotted. Deagle, repositions, nice find. Hedrick, when he gets one, it's the trade. The 5-7s are making something of this though, but unfortunately all left down to 1. And a failed force buy will mean a 2-0 start for PERA, which is exactly what they needed heading in towards this. Big from them. And we look at this as well when we look towards the Bait side of things, where they can't do anything here. So it should be 3-0 for PERA off the rip. Exactly what they want and need.
Okay, let's see. Bait got a bit of time again to stomach, but hopefully for their case they can put something up, because PERA, yeah, as you say, have hit the ground. Looking really hot right now. Just a scary kind of position for the Bait squad to be in, this PERA team, as we have seen on Mirage, as we have seen right at the start of this game. Can be relentless. They can be really difficult once they get, you know, you've got Aaron 5-0, Deagle 3-0. These are great numbers, and I'm sure these guys are going to be feeling themselves.
Yeah, it is decent. At least for now. Just go eerily quiet. And I think more so because PERA are aware and understand there's a decent chance at a force buy, but it's just where. Round 5-7 falls. And that's A side open. Bait gonna be too late if they want to go for a push here. And Deagle at range. 1, 2, and 3. Round done. And this one is just Captain Kirk over USPS and 1v5. It's never happening.
No, sir. He'd be lucky to get one. Might just squeeze in. Ah, they turn at the same time. Ready for him. 3-0 coming round then. This is where things get a little interesting. PERA rolling through the motions, looking very, very good in the early stages. But Bait will have the weaponry to contend against them. There's a bit of randomness to the pistols that we always talk about. So if Bait can convince us here that they're in for a game, I think we're looking positively upon them. If this round goes pretty one-sidedly, then maybe we do start to worry.
I don't think that actually will punish MPL there. Looks like he can still actually play around that. I think it actually went a little bit too deep. Will still give Bait an opportunity to fight around mid. Which for them, they'll take. Be given this water control. Nade comes in towards Dark too. Doesn't catch anybody. Smoke being deployed at least for a bit of an A push here. No one to get committed to. Hasn't failed for them so far, so why not try and go again? Captain Kirk are going to be the first to fight. Has the support of Hedrick, who gets it, gets out of there, looks for a second, and he'll find it. Pistol pulled out, he's trying to run away, but he will not get too far.
Plant goes down. Let's see here. Reset the game a little. They've got one flash to work with, and that is all. Flank looking to deal with it. If they keep going here, I'm a big fan of, yeah, the push in. Alex trying to get that timing. Doesn't quite happen for him. Decent tag. Both of them spotted is the only advantage that Bait really get from that. They don't have a kit. Flash going to come in. It's not being held. Eagle will discover that, but it costs him his life.
Oh.
And MPL up close trades it. They do well. It's unfortunate, right? The bank of whether they have a kit or not. Maybe could have called the bluff. Unfortunately, PERA do not do so. They will lose the round.
Yeah. Okay. For Bait, first gun round goes well. And at least for them now, a bit more that they can work off themselves. On the other side for PERA, no issues. Rebuy back in. Deagle's going to pick up the AWP as well. Sort of exactly what you'd want to see out from them. At the very least, we can look at this now and say, right, PERA, full buy. It's the bonus buy they lost. It's not the worst thing in the world. This is the first sort of true test, but at the same time for Bait, they still are wielding a double FAMAS. And limited util, a couple of them as well. Smoke for Alex, just a Molotov for MPL, and essentially all he's got left in the back pocket for the rest of this round is just one flash too. So a lot of early utility burned by Bait to stop a rush.
Yeah, that's very true, actually. PERA will be looking to capitalize. A few nades spammed in towards Dark, and maybe seems to be a slightly panicked push. I don't think Corey was expecting to go for it, but he does. Discovers that nobody is home. Will keep the pressure up over here, and ultimately just see what he can find. He's definitely been heard. Loads of smokes around, though. Gives him a good amount of space. Molotov pushes him back, but, you know, they've still got that Dark control, so it doesn't matter too much. Bit of kill towards middle. Traded out instantly. The bomb itself is moving over. And Kirk gonna get caught. He nearly gets two from that. Either way, bomb gonna get planted here and evened up. It looks good.
3 gonna be saving. It seems they're sort of pulling away. I mean, I say that, in all fairness, they're making a slow move up. Hedrick and Ascential together, but time is ticking. Flash round, they don't catch the player crossing out. The Eagle re-peeks in. Will actually cost Aaron his life as well. First fight is good. How low as well Hedrick is still doable, but Alex with a massive double at that tail end. And an orb collected too is beautiful work. Bait, another real nice retake. They're on now. PERA, yes, they're getting bomb plants, but their money's not surviving. This is going to be a tough position. Hence why we're going to see a pretty early tac pause get called.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Pressure is on. And as we've said, PERA have not had a very good run as they were in the last season of Pro League. Then you kind of miss one and then you have an opportunity at qualifying again. So not going to be them this time around in Season 20. They weren't even in conference, right? But ultimately, they need to be contending for their own sort of sanity. As we've mentioned a couple of times, they don't play loads of Counter-Strike. They focus in on tournaments like this. So if it's not going well for them, that is really not a good sign. They need this win. They absolutely need this win. At the very least, got to be making the mid-bracket, right? But at the moment, they're actually in contention for that lower bracket, which does give you time and indeed does give you a chance to run it back with the way the format is these days. But it's a long old run back, and it ain't going to be easy. Hedrick making sure to send them there, it would seem. finds the first kill onto Corey. MPL trained in, looking for a bit more, goes with all the noise, will lose his head. Head trick, however, does well to find 2 there. Still not a bad spot for PERA, arguably.
Oh, yeah. Long tap E-boot. I mean, what do we even do now in this situation? Poya's got the bomb on his back, but he's alone. He doesn't actually have B-boot in support yet. Rotating over. Where do we actually want to finish here? You know, is there actually a gap for them to work with? I don't really think so. Looks like they want to dip back towards B, which, in all fairness, there's a bit of space there, but Alex is still posted up. And that aptly timed smoke to really slow them down. As Captain Kirk is making a bit of a move. Alex's position surely going to get both. Oh, he actually misses out towards Poya, who will get a bomb plant out of this. No! Util out rather than swinging with the gun. And that keeps Poya alive and gives him a charge for the 1v2. Then comes through and again he avoids it. Poya's going to find both. I cannot believe it. Ascential peeked with Util in hand rather than the gun, and that'll cost him his life.
Those little moments that can indeed make all the difference in Counter-Strike, but a huge one pulled back for PERA. Absolutely massive clutch up. Keeps them in the lead, right, when things looked under threat. And it shouldn't have been their round as well. That makes it an even bigger deal. Tech to come in here, but again, might be one of those kind of tilt techs after a big round like that. Someone's knocked their water over. Either way, looking good for PERA. There's not really a great deal of money available for bait.
A little bit tough. Unfortunate. We have ourselves a tech pause. What can you do, really? We just hold and wait. Tech pause is done, though. We'll get back underway in a second. 2-4 scoreline. PERA, for them, winning a round like that, absolutely massive. Keeping them afloat in a really solid position where it looked like they're about to lose this lead and give it up towards bait. Massive clutch that gets taken. It's a buy both ways, but hang on. Gotta get both. Oh, FBL. That is genius.
That is pretty smart. That is pretty smart. Oh my goodness, bait. No way. Bomb dropped. You surely don't win from here if you're PERA, to be honest. No discredit if they drop it. It was, of course, the investment from bait. So, you know, you want them to do a bit of something, but this is no contest thus far.
I don't even know really what we're going to do here for PERA in this spot. Then again, so I said that last round and they did make it work, but yeah, tough spot for this one. Safe to say, I'm expecting this to very easily just slot into place for bait, and it might even just be PERA shelling up for the last 45 seconds, keeping hold of what they've got. I say that he's a bit of a move, but they're not collecting the bombs. That makes me assume and think they're not going to do a hell of a lot in this round. So yeah, it's probably this done. Last 30 seconds will just be us ticking down the clock.
Yeah, absolutely. It's unfortunate, but starts off very well for bait. Maybe too well for Counter-Strike fans across the world,
True.
anyway. But they are, digging in. Look at that. What an upgrade. What an upgrade. So it's a really big round for bait, actually. They get loads of guns. Everyone survives. And they're happy to let them save, really. An immediate gap close is certainly possible for the CT side, which is a huge deal, because PERA just picked up an unlikely round of their own, you know?
That is true. That is true. I'm not in it, though. This game definitely feels like it might have a bit of legs behind it compared to the others, which, I mean, at least when we saw the second half of Mirage and basically the entirety of Ancient, they were one-sided stories. Oh, a tag. Boy, a lucky man to be alive. Alex will get the first, but still traded by Deagle.
MPL MPL up above here, looking for an advanced position once again, but nobody boosting this time. So he will have to drop back and needs to do so carefully. Yeah, I think he realizes if I try and move all the way, I'm likely to get cut off. They've set up your 1-2 punch here. Aaron seems somewhat savvy, but in doing so, they have netted themselves an advantage. So still looks pretty good here for Bait.
August quiet, minute on the clock. Bibu. Aaron both holding for separate fights of their own as the Eagles has to make a bit of a move. Still a weird spot that we're in. He might actually catch him off guard here. Now he's out. This might drag attention back over towards A. Could give the bomb a chance to pounce, and Aaron will. Finds his. MPL gets caught. Bibu, who's been holding this entire time, catches one in rotation, and now they go towards B. That's a great mid to late round.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Bomb going to go down, so they will reset the game, and Bait might even think about moving away from this one, to be honest. Not a great look.
Terrorists win.
I think we're... Oh, here we go. Just like that. 5-3 in favour of PERA. Nice little mid-play round 4 for... That's all that matters.
Yep.
Okay. We... Just about. Let's hope it stays that way. The buy is a little low for Bait. Double MP9, a FAMAS. A double FAMAS, that is. And one M4 for MPL. Lose this round, however, for Bait, and PERA should be able to lock themselves into a real strong lead.
Yeah, looking good. Bibu up top. Big finds, big finds. And there we go. Okay, all coming together nicely here for PERA. Still the scary weaponry on the other side of this. Could flatten a couple of them. Alex is in the right spot. He's got the right idea. Oh my goodness, you're joking. Bibu's just looked away. I don't believe it. And I mean, he might be able to like sneak in behind and nick a couple. In comes Head Trick as well. So it's going to work quite nicely. Yeah, Alex wants a bit more, but he's just going to have to take it really. 3-on-3. They've not made it in towards the B bomb site. I'm worried. I am worried. MP9 goes a little unchecked. He comes away with some more damage. They got the M4 close to it. And where is this third man? They really do not know. So much utility expended in towards Dark as well. MPL just holding. Ooh, it's a little close. Definitely doable for Corey, but he just cannot connect any of them, and that's a 3v5 converted.
Uh-oh, this is tough. This is now getting a little difficult. Just when it felt like a chance maybe was going to arise out for PERA. Bait doing something a little bit unorthodox. They get in behind again, by the way, which they've had arguably too much success in doing.
Yeah,
so
true.
MPL push through that smoke and get the double, and then the other side too. That time, FAMAS just gets the absolute perfect timing and makes it stick. 5-2-4. One round game, and the buy a little funky. Double AK, 2 gunner pistols. I'm not really expecting, again, heroics after this one. Could be Bait tying the game up.
Yeah, one would assume so. These are the types of rounds, though, aren't they? These feel like, especially in this series, the types of rounds that could swing against the likely combatant. Head trick. Ooh, be careful now. Him and MPL are there, and I think he's ultimately just trying to, you know, bait them in with a few down cues. It works. MPL finds the two-piece. However, head trick will go down, biting off a bit much. MPL, he's unfettered. Right idea, but a little angle there from Aaron. No, baby. No, we've all been there, man. We've all been. Listen, those view models, when they're turned around, the head is a little harder to hit. Okay? But I can say that. My guy, Bibu, he needs to be getting that kill. Not going to happen. And you see what happens. Captain Kirka, he finishes off the round and it ends up being pretty clean, actually. So Bait not really going to have to worry about money for the rest of half.
Exactly. So at the very least, they've got that to work with. But maybe a chance there. Doesn't work out for Bibu. And it will be a tied game. Now, 5-all, but probably Bait taking a lead here. It is a bit of a weird one. You've got still what is a Parasad. You might want to try to do something a little bit audacious, but just at range, they can't compete with Alex in the AK-47, can they? And he taps away for 2. Nice and simple. Run boost, maybe? There's actually a little canopy above them that stops the run boost. They have got the bomb at the very least, but getting out from here is tough, and Alex is going to be more than happy to continue fighting at range.
Yeah, of course, man. MPL using the window. Making it look easy here. Not expecting anything out of that round. We don't get surprised. So, PERA kind of comes down to this. I don't know whether 5 out of your T side is going to be enough, right? Not only is it the fact that, like, they've dropped a few of the rounds and it's been quite difficult for them. It's just also the fact that Bait come away with a clear advantage now. So, a little worried for PERA moving into the second half.
See, though, I mean, the very least get some sort of a showing out in this final round. I mean, oh my god, they don't clear it. How? They don't clear him. He gets 1 for free, but even Deagle will play off well around each other, and Poy, you're going to get 1 for free as well. Maybe more to open up there, but no. Yellow Lantern back. This round's not exactly impossible. Open the retake's always difficult, unless he gets fed to kills like that, for example.
Yeah, we'll see. A few more are going to be required. And he pulls the nade out at the wrong time. 6-6. So, workable for both sides. PERA, though, they picked up the pistol on the T side of things. Maybe should have done better with their position. However, they've got time. They've got space to roll it back on their CT side. See you in a few. So this is it. This is what it all comes down to here, folks. The final half between two of the monsters in Group C. PERA absolutely need this one. It would be a great scalp to take, and they just need some wins as well. Deagle hidden away at the pillar. Mid has been left open. It might be their downfall. We'll see. MPL surrounded and finished, but not before he takes one. Meanwhile, in towards the site itself, bomb has gone down, and it's the deep position from Bibu that is maybe holding everything together. Essential, they are trained and ready. They will indeed clear him. It's a man advantage for PERA. Tap onto the bomb to draw some attention. There's no kit. It will be all down to the frags. Looks good, though. Captain Kirker, got to hold the line. Runs out of ammo. Oh, I thought he was maybe going to survive. I think that's a final bullet. Body spam frag. Awfully close on the defuse, but they will indeed take it on that PERA side.
Yeah, okay, that's all that PERA could care about. Yes, a bomb goes down. Yes, Bait get a few kills, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be one of those things that PERA are going to care too much about. They will expect the force buy out, but PERA should have a little bit better firepower-wise, so I guess that's going to be okay for them. Looking at it now, we got triple Galil, double Mac 10, bit of util, not actually a lot in all fairness. 3 flashes, 2 smokes, 1 Molotov. Tough, you know, good for an execute, bad for a post bomb. Not a hell of a lot left in reserves. They might go for a quick A play once again. This time, however, Eagle and Bibu both here, ready for it, both with rifles.
Slow encroachment towards A. They're so ready. Eagle on the other side. This is a really tough angle. Very little of yourself is actually revealed. Oh, God! Oh, God! He flashed into a flash, and it is disastrous. Bibu could have had a lot, but they dealt with him quite nastily, unfortunately, for him. Going to be the save coming round. Bait right back in with that force.
All right. Fair play to Bait. Didn't expect a hell of a lot, but it just shows you how important the bomb plant is on a pistol round rather than basically anything else, right? I mean, yes, winning a pistol is nice, but that bomb plant is the main factor in a T-type pistol round, just because it gives you something to work with heading in towards this second round of the half. Exactly that. Nice shot. We'll catch Alex. At least not everybody surviving. That'd be an upgrade as well for Corey. Right, and saying it's a Galil, I think. What he dropped. I'd personally be taking a Galil. Yeah, and he's Galil as well. I think the Galil's just a little bit better than the FAMAS.
Yeah.
I actually don't think many people disagree with that. I think most people agree that the Galil is better than the FAMAS these days. But, okay. Seven all. Game is on here. This is a tough one to call in this map, number 3. Neither side really look, I guess at the moment, really in truly comfortable form. It's quite back and forth. It's hard to predict where this one's going to swing. And speaking of swings, MPL goes towards mid. Sees 3 people. Quickly dies, but that will spur them on to attack site quickly. He finds the first, however, for a second on the swing, but he can't get it.
Still looking good for PERA here. All going to come down to the next couple of moments. Some decent damage done. Captain Kirker splits the difference, and they will get the better of him. It's this player in at B main that we maybe got to keep an eye on. He'll be hard to deal with. No smoke available. Alex, despite the low HP, finds 2. Head trick comes around at the perfect time. Very well coordinated in the 2v3 to keep it together.
Yeah, nice. 1 round lead. It's slim, but should be double down if all goes to plan. We will see now at the very least stay a decent position where I don't really expect a hell of a lot from PERA out in this one, so Bait should make it 9-7. Guess they're never closer. Maybe, just maybe, a chance for Bait to put themselves into a truly comfortable leading position. Should find this next round without too much of hassle, but if we start to get to a spot of maybe them taking the next gun round, that's when pressure's absolutely on the shoulders of this PERA side. Definitely a tough predicament that we're in. Will we see least something out from PERA in the next gun round. If they don't, they're in a hell of a lot of trouble.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Again, game starting to slip away from them a little bit. And we have seen many different iterations of each team, it feels like. Super successful for CT half of PERA. Very flat on Ancient. And now we're seeing them kind of flatten off again. So really quite worrying stuff if they cannot get this next rifle. This one not going to happen. There's not really going to be any action either. They are headed to A. There's no one home.
All right. There's going to be the util set and all the niceties dropped on towards A. But I think, yeah, like you said, they'll realize very soon. Nobody's here. They're going to bolt into a Baron A-bomb site. Bomb will come down. That's the simply. Clearing all the angles. Yeah, no one's present. Nice plants come through. And now it's about actually calling for maybe a little bit of a hunt, especially the Mac 10. I think it's worthwhile for MPL. Gets anything. Nice. M4 is actually going to come in and clean up quite a bit there. It's MPL who still gets a double with the Mac 10, which is good for the cash. Means that they have so much money left in the back pockets. If ever there was a round to go south and they need a reinvestment, that's pretty decent. 2-round buffer. It ain't bad. It ain't bad at all. Once again, we can start to look on the other side too. PERA, this gun round, a lot of pressure on it. We don't find it. We're probably talking about bait pushing up to maybe even 11-7. At that point, it could start to be the beginning of the end.
Indeed. I'm going to tell. Big round here. Nades from both sides don't really find anything. Kind of interesting. It felt like the timing was good there for them to sort of spot each other. But not quite. MPL will keep spamming down. Nobody on the other side of it. PERA kind of resting up, locking up, not wanting to give too many early swings. We saw Aaron get adventurous, but beyond that, there's really nothing crazy here.
All right, Corey. Playing behind the smoke. Alex looks like he's going to set up the pretty standard Molotov that'll force out a fight here. They might potentially decide to play out in front of it, however. Oh, nice swing. Nice fight for MPL. He heard another as well. They know somebody's around this corner. Alex will get one of his own. Does he expect a second? Oh yeah, sees him off, but from behind gets caught. Oh no, PERA are in trouble. And Ascential catches BB, leaves Deagle all alone. I think surely we got to save it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you would assume. He's too far away. He's on his way to save. Tough for PERA, very, very tough indeed. As we spoke about, a needed round, but they unfortunately are unable. And it might just be the beginning of the end, to use your line. So yeah, worrying signs for PERA that they have sort of checked out so much onto this map. We figured it would actually be a pretty keen competition, as they do play this map a fair amount and to a decent level, but it just really has not taken off in either half, right? Both been very, very flat.
Okay, Deagle keeps hold of his gun. That's good, but at the very least, this is a tough position now. Bait should get an 11th here. If being completely honest, I'm very, very surprised this is a round that they can afford flat on.
All right, big one on the cards here for PERA. They have to try and, I think, lay something down to just convince themselves that they are capable of keeping the game alive. Second half has not looked good. Bibu round the corner with the 5-7. They're going to give him a clean old look here. Flash comes in, he turns away, but he cannot correct his crosshair. Still might have created a bit of space. We'll see. In comes the M4 from behind. That's a fair frag. They're after him, though, right? They know that he's there. They're looking to try and deal with him as soon as possible.
It's true. Nade comes round, but it doesn't actually catch him towards water. PERA look tempted to give this a go. They can find a kill making a 3v3, and maybe it's like behind it, but Deagle falling. will probably change their tune. I know it's only an MP9 and a Deagle, but even they're probably not going to survive. Corey sticks around to fight, and he'll lose his life. 11-7. And it looks like we're getting towards the tail end here. We're getting towards the final moments of this game. As PERA, this potentially feels like the last hurrah. If we don't find this one, I think it's safe to say it's not going to be on the cards. Yeah, at the moment, this PERA side who had, honestly, not even that bad of a performance in towards the first half and really made at least a conversation heading in towards the second. They've just fallen a little flat, and we've seen this happen more than in towards that previous map. Shot from Deagle. They're not dead just yet, however.
Yeah, try and get some of those scary names activated. I don't know, man. I think scoreline-wise, first half didn't look too bad, but sporadic rifle rounds, and they had the pistol to really boost them. So I think it's one of those where they just could not get their claws in. Didn't feel like they were in a winning position. Didn't feel like they were driving the game. Eagle, a great round out from him, though. Finds that first immediate move to a different spot and is able to, therefore, drop another. You know, they're just not ready for the AWP to be around here, and he'll make his way back towards B. So, individually, he's had a perfect read on this round.
It's true. Oh, that is unfortunate. Captain Kirk and Alex combining. One apiece. They're going to barrel in to catch this backside player, and it just crumbles. What an execute, I must say. Molotov down. I'm assuming another bit of YouTube are going to come over towards Connector, but no, Aaron. Giving the control here. We'll be caught by the flash. Running towards CT. One. Coming through Con from mid, but what do we even do here? BB made a step, so he knows he is a known quantity and spams away.
Unreal. Absolutely unreal that they've managed to turn this round around, and it looks like they have enough here, Bait. Nade in towards Dark, try and draw them away. Oh, the Molotov doesn't even reach Captain Kirker. Still giving the swings. Ooh, and they're going to land. It's the AWP as well. He can't really spam through, and they will find it in time. Oh, my goodness. Well, Bait getting a taste of their own medicine. They thought they'd done enough, and I think, indeed, getting a little lackadaisical. Even just playing the bomb a bit more, potentially, would have won it out for them.
Yeah, how is the main thing I'm looking at. How in sort of God's name have they got away with that? I mean, credit to PERA. I think they needed some form of a miracle. And that's what they'll get in that instance, but I think maybe for a moment, Bait just slightly fall asleep and think, this one's done. They're probably going to call for a save. We have the better numbers. Whoa. Weird one. It's thankfully not the most damning in the world. Bait, rebuy back in, no issues. But still definitely a little uncomfortable to watch. Alright. However, it's like now, the confidence being given over towards PERA. They want to fight a little bit, it seems.
I don't know, not really a lot of movement here, though. PERA want the fight, Bait don't want to give it. Again, a lot of respect being shown that it's like we have to close this out quickly and can't let PERA suddenly spur up in the same way that they did on Mirage. So it makes a lot of sense. Dark Control coming in. They are savvy to the fact that a cheeky move from B-Main might be rolling, but I don't know about this, man. It's one of those. The top stairs, very different vibe to getting in there and getting a deeper smoke, right? So Bait are ready to burst through this.
Oh, first one up a piece. Boy, yeah, probably needed two there. Doesn't get it. And now Aaron have fallen towards the site. Another 3v2, but PERA have already won one of these. I don't think they're going to be too scared about giving this one a go, and I really feel like they sort of have to. Need Fortune to fall kindly for them twice. This time it's a lot harder, though. They're coming in through Dark. Alex doesn't swing. He should be okay, but he does give a fight towards the Eagle. However, Hedrick onto one of his own. Pop shot comes down. Nade met with a body tag. I mean, a pretty bad one of that for Deagle, and that'll force him away. That's going to be Bait up towards the 12th, and PERA now fighting to push this towards OT.
Yeah, not looking good, and not a good look overall on this CT side. couple of loose rounds. I have to argue, you know, yes, it's 8 for them, but the rifles on this map have just not been good at all. Really fantastic performance from Bait to just keep them down and out. It feels like all game long. Bit of a battle for them to get the lead in that first half, but a really fantastic overall showing. And if you put it under the microscope, you really can see that. Timeout coming in. Last one here for PERA. Would make sense because it could potentially be your last round if you don't make this work.
Yeah. We'll see, but yeah, timeout to at least try and stay afloat here, but third and final for PERA. Now they're playing to get 4 in a row. Tough spot. I think a lot of credit has to be given towards Bait. They've dug deep. Some of these rounds have been incredibly close and at times have been on edge, and time again they've made them work. Alive though, and what potentially could be the final round. Double MP9, double M4 and an AWP for PERA to keep them alive in this series. Have they got it in the lock? I really don't know.
Deagle left on half, but he's still sticking around. Wants this fight. But again, Bait are in that position where they're just not taking the early peaks. Ooh, this could be a scrap, though. Bibu is working his way out of there just about. Deagle, meanwhile, finds MPL towards mid. Flashback from the CT side is clean. Essential not even responding, just did not know where the hell he was.
Gurka, Alex and Headtrick in a 3v5. First time in a while we've actually seen his side be a little bit in the back foot for a while, bar, of course, losing that retake a few rounds ago. CT's making a move through A main. They're going to realize nobody's here. Oh, was Captain Coker got away with a first? I have no idea. Alex. No way, we're going to get both. He's not. Thankfully, Aaron will trade. Now it's our Headtrick left alone in a 1v3. 35 seconds. This is the bomb, but I don't know if this is getting off the ground.
Yeah, it's true. Keep this one. Oh, and he looked the wrong way. So, PERA, keep the dream alive. And it's not a long road at all. It is a pretty keen switch-up required from this team, but it is not a long road.
It's true. It might potentially actually be doable. Still looking at a side who are playing pretty good Counter-Strike PERA, and it's just a few mistakes that have crept in and made their life a little bit awkward, but something to work with here. We are going to see a Bait timeout too, so the release for them, maybe a little bit of pressure in closing this out. They don't have unlimited funds. They can get a buyout here, can get a buyout next. They are to get their economy broken. At the same time their economy breaks with how things are going at the moment, it will also be the same time which PERA can take it to OT. Insane spot that we're in. I mean, honestly, PERA can still make something out of this. Bit of confidence in them. They're taking early fights. They haven't lost any of the doubt in themselves. I think that, at the very least, is something that you can always kind of rely on when you look towards this side. PERA never really can count them out.
Okay. All to play for. But yeah, I definitely agree, man. PERA do feel like a team that you just cannot take your eyes off. MPL charging forwards pretty quickly to get control of middle, and he will do so. Sort of scaring Aaron away. He'll keep the eyes on it, but it's not the best hold we've ever seen from them.
Flashing towards A main. Could be in A main just yet, but I'm going to try and get early control here. Not to commit to it, but just having that space to work with. Is not bad. Hang on, though. BB wants to play up close. It's not a bad spot for him to be here. They're pot flash. Barbie goes pot real shallow. He should actually get at least one, and he does. BB, the first. But Captain Kirker, a double, and MPL catches one in the back lines. 2v4, PERA. This is a clutch for survival, and a chunky grenade.
Corey and Deagle to do it all here. And I think, indeed, maybe even a thought, an autopilot to move away from the danger, but they have to go headfirst into it. Ooh, Alex will go down through the smoke. Just got to watch these moments. Corey falls through it himself, however. All on to Deagle. They're very ready. Look at MPL's position. Not going to be needed. Hetrick gets it done. Bait will take it over the line in the end, and just not enough from PERA. A couple nice rounds in isolation maybe right there at the death, but not enough energy on that CT side to keep the game competitive.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, credit to Bait. Honestly, a side who played good Counter-Strike throughout. Map 2 and 3 in particular, obviously, were really, really solid from them, and we saw those individuals really come